Corey Clayton with the early lead, picking up the first 2 frames on a spare and a strike against Rob Tooley out of Estevan, Saskatchewan.
Standard positioning here, more methodical. Nice deep knee bend, hits the spot. Oh, look out. This is what we've been talking about. The bowlers just don't get quite relaxed. Spare, a strike, and then a disaster. This is a tough shot. It has the 2 and the back pin, the 8 pin, and then way over on the other side, the 10 pin.
So how do you, kind of a shot do you play with this?
You pray a little bit and you shoot for the thing as fast as you can, hope that it bounces back. And not going to happen. It's a tough shot. Leaves an opening for Rob Tooley to jump over it.
Any kind of mark, strike. Spare will give him the frame and $50, his first money.
Rob Tooley likes Amuleto Monticelli in the pro circuit. And pretty well bowls along in a lot of the ways as Amuleto does. Real good competitor. Good example.
Hill has that little bit of work to do to pick up the spare.
A little double with this. This shot, you have the 6 and the 9. He's sitting in a situation where the way the ball is hooking for him, he has to be very cautious and freewheel it and reach. He's done that, but not the way he wanted. Now there you are. There's where we're having these errors. He has an 8 count. He needs 1 to tie it, and he goes up the frame. So Corey all of a sudden is now sitting with 3 and $150.
Now we've talked about the way you should approach the game. He could have gone up there saying, all right, what do I need? I need 1 to pick up and force the carryover, but he went there looking for the spare to improve his pin count. What do you go up there trying to do, Frank? You try just to play the money angle, or do you play the score angle?
Well, the biggest difficulty I've seen in the whole series so far is these young bowlers are coming along and they've got such wide hooks like you've seen here. Now watch this ball. This ball goes way out here, right over the center, way out to about the 6-8 board, comes back in there behind the head pin, slides behind it. No way in the world is going to pick up that, and he hasn't got a hope in picking up that spare shot. It's just they're trying to get too dramatic. Like get straight down, get a little bit more into it, and you're seeing that with Clayton right now. He's a little bit tighter. He's not playing out and doing the arc. He's playing the lane a little bit closer in than any of the other ones. 3 frames in a row, a lucky break on the 3rd one, but it all counts.
And he'll leave the 2 pin up. You said to me at one point in time that you can actually throw the ball too hard.
Well, because you drive it so far and so fast that you don't give it. What you want to do is see the pins spinning around. You want to see them mixing around in there, and nothing's better. That's why I say that you want to see pins laying on the pin deck. If you see all of the pins in the pit, what you've seen is the ball really cream into it and maybe not give enough reaction time for the pins.
So the spare will give Corey Clayton another frame, another $50, and he's won all the money so far, which is bad news for Rob Tooley.
Corey is sitting as a person that bowls right-handed, of course, 5 steps, 300 twice, 2 perfect games. In other words, 780. Wonderful scoring. For 10 games, he averaged 192 in the qualifying round. This is one of the examples of why he got 192 average. And in the provincial, 2,238. One of the problems that these young people have is they think they're going to get strikes all of the time. It doesn't happen. So you were alluding to that. I don't know whether it happens in curling, but you've got to keep your head into it and realize that this is a game still of skill in making the spares.
A spare like that. Rob Tooley's got to get it together here. See the 3 opens and see the difference as well. 24 in pin count. Tooley has a chance here if he can strike.
Sorry, but Tooley can pick up, like you say. Now he's one frame, so he's down 4-1, so he's still not out of it. This is a much better release ball, a little bit more authority behind it. He's turning it up a little bit faster. It buries it right back in there, all the way through, and goes out the back pins. Tooley bowls out of Estevan Bowl in Saskatchewan, and he is in 1985 the opportunity and took advantage of a win in the gold in the junior, and this is not how he won it, I can assure you, because he's all over the lane. Part of the problem all of the bowlers have had is if it's the speed is so critical. They get a little bit too fast, then they stay behind it. They head in or they jump behind it, and then you get into problems, and so they can't fine-tune their margin here.
Nice spare by Rob Tooley here in 6.
Corey Clayton bowls at Let's in Calgary and also at the Silver Dollar.
So you know him well.
Yes, sir. 4th time on TSN, has won $1,100 to date, plus a actual $500 scholarship in the youth championship. And he's not happy with that.
Well, the spare is still available to him to force a carryover.
He knew it as soon as he got to the line. You heard him say, "Oh." Now he's left up the accuracy line, 1, 2, 4, 7. Just be very careful of this. Instead of people, he's tightened up a little bit on this one here, so he could have a good shot at it. No, sir, not to be.
And so he'll give up the frame and another 50 to Rob Tooley. Corey's wife, Dana.
I flew down with him, actually. Had the opportunity to visit with him a little bit. Recently purchased himself a house. And the money that he's winning here will go towards the drapes or the garage or whatever. So he's hoping to win a lot.
He's got $200 so far, and that'll make it tough to win any, much more.
Well, what he's got to remember, he's got 4 frames up. All he needs is one more and keep the pin count. So he can't afford just to give up on this thing. He's got a wild shot here. The 2 and the 4 and the 10. He's capable of making this. He can swing that front pin, skittle it over there, and watch out. And that might be just enough to make him relax a little bit. Too straight, too fast, and not a chance. So now he's opened the door again for Rob Tooley. Score-wise, however, it's close because Tooley can get 83 with the potential of 103 or 113 if he gets a strike.
But look at that. For Corey Clayton, he has 3 opens in 7 frames. 3 opens for Tooley in 6.
And a oh, he got a break.
That 5-pin torpedoed.
Watch this. I mean, he puts so much into this ball that he comes right over the top, cranks the ball to the left. I don't know where he got away with that one. I don't know, because the 5-pin was remaining. He went Brooklyn. He could have just as easily left up the 5-10. Right now, he's going to have a problem making this 10-pin. This ball of his is hooking so much.
Chance to win the frame. Can you imagine that? This is, you don't want to slag these bowlers, but this is just mistake filled right now, and there's a chance we're going to carry it over.
Well, you know, I mean, the reality is they've struggled a little bit, but let's be honest. Some of the errors we've seen on the shows have not been because of the lanes. When you miss single pins and you miss 3 or 4 pins, it's not always the lanes that cause the problem. It's because you haven't got your head in there. And really, on that particular shot, he would probably shoot 1,000 of them and never miss it, but he did. And right now we're back into another frame carried forward.
It's a situation where Corey Clayton, if he should win this 8th frame playing for $100, he'll go through. Rob Tooley needs to win it or carry it over. And he'll at least get the spare. Corey Clayton, though, if he can strike here, can win the game in advance.
Well, Well, here's where it all boils down to. 101 in the 7th frame with 2 opens in a row, but 1 ball right here to put Corey Clayton into the finals and get him a chance to win some more, or not the finals, but the next game at least. And it's all down to 1 ball right now. He's got double shot at it if he doesn't get the strike, which he just did.
That's a big strike for Corey Clayton, as he'll pick up the 2 frames and the $100.
It really is amazing how many of the bowlers along the way in the series have gone Brooklyn when they needed to get a strike. They've passed right on over. In one set we had 12 of them, 17 in the next, 12 in the next. So we've had 41 Brooklyn hits during the series, plus the ones that are happening right now. And that really is a problem time. Now that's the best ball of the whole match right there.
So Corey Clayton knows he's going through, and for he and his wife Jenna a chance to win some more. You can already start planning, go for the full-length curtains, not just the cafes.
Well, they'll be out there planting the garden pretty good.
Wow, there's your spinning pin. He'll need that now. There's another frame to Corey Clayton in 9.
Well, Tooley's a little disappointed with himself, but the fact is, he got himself in a little bit of trouble. There's no excuse for what he just did there. You know, he's just sort of given up on himself, and there's no reason to do that. I made a note on himself. What he wanted to be aggressive. There's a difference between being aggressive and not lining up and thinking about it.
Oh my! Did you see that thing come back? That looked like it was heading for the channel too.
Well, what he's doing right now is he wants to get off the show as fast as he can, get this match over with. He knows it's over, and it's a little bit frustrating for him. And, you know, the man has got a lot of ability, and he'll be back. He's had 2-300, 778, remarkable achievements. But keep your head into it, and don't clown around like this where you just walk away from it.
So he scores a 6, and he bowls a 125. An opportunity now for Corey Clayton to pick up the last $50. He'll move on.
So even if Tooley hits anything like a 6, gives him nothing, but now he's already won the frame, and he's got a split. He doesn't even have to make that. If Tooley makes a 9 count, he'd have split the money. And, you know, I mean, it's not over. That's the saying, not over till the lady sings.
In fact, yes,
But we can't go there because
food challenged, eating challenge lady. Wow, there's the Corey Clayton gets the $400, and he's through, beating Rob Tooley here in this opening preliminary. Bowls a 156. But the problems continue for the bowlers. They don't ask you how you got there as long as you do. And Corey Clayton is through to the quarterfinals here in the Pins game.